It's Sunday.
Sunday fun day. Yay. So, start off real quick. Sandra, Danny, thanks for coming by. Thanks for listening.
I'm like dead tired because I worked all day, so I'm not with it tonight, as you can see.
I'm working all day tomorrow, so don't feel bad.
Unturned Pages t-shirts. If you want one, message us. They were $22 plus shipping.
Or 22 at events.
Hopefully we will have them at Gettysburg. Cross our fingers.
We will.
And then we have our tumblers still available. They are, I don't even remember, 27, I think.
27 plus shipping or 25 at events, I believe.
Yes, let me double check this. Hold on.
Something like that.
I'm so off today. Mugs are 25 plus shipping.
Yep.
25 at events. That's what it is.
Now we do have a couple of those left. We will be bringing those to Gettysburg. So,
yes. And then Gettysburg is the big debut of our Unturned Pages bracelets, which has sodalite, crystal quartz, black tourmaline, labradorite, smoky quartz, and obsidian on it. Perfect for any paranormal investigator. Our collab with Moxie Malas. They will be 44 at events or 44 plus tax, which is shipping, which is like 52. Well, you can catch our show or on Compass of Curiosities as well if you miss a live episode. Audible, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, all those great sources you can find our podcast on. Our sponsors again, Nate and Kate, who make our tumblers, Kimberly Ann Empowerment Photography out in Massachusetts, Garden Forever Tarot out in Massachusetts as well. She does tarot. And then we have Warner Paranormal Preservation Society, which runs 2 locations out in Massachusetts. Upcoming next month, Adam has his ISS con at Billy Creek and ISS. Great location. If you're close by, go check them out. It's 2 great, amazing locations. I'm gonna go back next year, that's for sure. ISS. There's just not ghosts, there's Bigfoot there and UFOs, so it's awesome. It's like a trifecta location for sure. Can't believe this event is, what, 12 days away?
10 days.
10 days away. We've been counting it down since last July.
Oh, no, sorry, 12. You were right. It's only the 14th. My bad.
Okay, I was going to say, I think it's 12. 12 days.
Jumping ahead of ourselves on that one.
You know, we're just pushing it. We just want to be in Gettysburg, hanging out with everyone already, right?
And November 22nd. Wow. July 22nd. Compass Curiosities will be welcoming Dana from Dana's Pink Wishes on to explain her foundation and kind of push it one more time before Gettysburg. So definitely going to be a great show. We'll find out her motivation behind it and why she does what she does.
Mm-hmm. And if you go to Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, come and see me. Me and Russ will have a table together. I will be doing aura photography for $40 per session, and $10 of each session will go to Dan and his daughter Shaylee, who is battling cancer right now.
I don't even want to say battling. I want to say she's becoming victorious over cancer.
Yeah. Michigan Paracon, this might be the last year, so if you have not gone to Michigan Paracon, make sure you make your plans to be there. It is August 22nd through the 24th, I believe. It's up by the Canadian border in Sault Ste. Marie. Amazing event. A lot of the people from previous shows are there. A lot of teams, a lot of paranormal equipment people. I will be there, so I will be doing aura photography. I'll have merchandise, hanging out, having fun.
All right, got to give a quick shout out right now to my boy over in Scotland, Damian Smith. He's here every morning listening to us. Got to give a shout out to Mr. Moderator himself, Mr. Ian Murphy over there.
Mama Pam's here.
I'm pretty sure this is Dale.
Yep.
From Paranormal Voice, Dale Quigley up in Canada. So hello, and Pam, can't wait to see you in 12 days. 12 days.
12 long days. I gotta get through 5 more days of work, and then I'm on the road.
Lucky you, I got 1 more day of work, and then we're shutting down again. But I'm gonna be at work for almost 12 hours tomorrow because my boss wants everything done in 1 day.
Good luck with that.
I have a team of 7 coming in, so I should be good.
I don't get why you have to do it all in 1 day. Well, okay.
Because we're over our labor hours. That's why already.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
But stop putting out your hours in 1 day.
It wasn't my fault. It was not my fault. Anyway, so the East Coast Para Expo is happening November 2nd and November 3rd here in Rockland, Massachusetts in the Harstuff Hall. We normally start out with a gallery reading the night before, and then the expo is the day after. We're having everybody from witchcraft to cryptozoology to ghosts to everything in between. So if you're in the area, definitely check that one out. It's put on by Warner Paranormal Preservation Society. It's a great time. Also, these events are running simultaneously. So if you're in the New England area, the Bash at the Castle, at the Wilson Castle in Proctor, Vermont, is happening October 26th, 2024. Matt Warner puts this event on. As you see, it's a 5th year it's been running. So it's always a great time. It's great to see everybody hang out, have a few drinks, laugh, catch up with everybody. So it's always a great time to go up, whether you're a novice or a seasoned investigator. Definitely something to check out if you're in the area. And also, the event that's running simultaneous with that one is the Supernatural Soiree on the Battleship, New Jersey. Yeah. That will be an amazing event put on by Ghosted Magazine and Get Haunted. So you're going to have like April Brissett there. Patty Najeri's going to be there. There's a big group of people going there representing the Get Haunted family. So definitely check that one out as well.
Definitely. I was going to go, but I booked their location out in Illinois that weekend. So I'm super excited for that. But next year I'll be at the Supernatural Soiree, hopefully. But tonight we have our good friend Deedee. Oh my God, I can't even talk today.
Talk words.
I need to go to bed. I need to go to bed.
You're talking to the perfect person then.
Oh yeah, let's definitely. So tonight we're talking about dream I can't even talk.
Okay, so we have Deedee Jebrail on tonight, who is a dream interpreter and actually knows all about dream interpretations and everything. So if you're having a dream out there, I know I've had her on Compass Curiosities a few weeks ago. She was a fantastic guest, so we finally got her for Unturned Pages. And so she is absolutely amazing, has a wealth of knowledge, and can bring that into everything. So Deedee, thank you so much for joining us on Unturned Pages tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. So I know I asked you this. So Jenny, do you think you can squeeze some words out?
I don't know. Let's see.
Let's see if we can do this one. All right. Come on. Get with it. It's only Sunday.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long week. All right, I can tell. What is dream Oh my God, I can't even talk today. Can't even talk. It's embarrassing. Dream interpretations.
What are dream interpretations?
Yeah.
Well, it's basically analyzing a dream to understand its meaning, because dreams always come to us in weird stories and are very symbolic, and the symbols are not always literal. Usually they're not. And so it's kind of like solving a mystery. So a dream interpretation is analyzing the dream, solving the mystery, figuring out what the dream actually means.
So when somebody dreams of like death or something like that, what would you tell them? Like they keep having a dream about death.
Well, it depends on the dream, but death usually symbolizes like an ending. So then you would have to look at the entire dream and find out what should end, what is ending, something to that effect. So you would take, like, just to say death, it doesn't give you enough other than the fact that something's probably ending. So you would,
because everybody always thinks when you have a dream of death, like a death's going to happen, a loss of life or something. but it's not always meant to be that way.
Nope.
It's always meant to be like a one chapter closing and another one opening.
Right.
One
Exactly.
closes.
Yeah. Yeah, because they are scary, especially if it's somebody that you're close to, and you don't, like, I myself don't even like to talk about those dreams out loud because it just feels very taboo, But if you sit down and analyze it, you'll figure out what maybe that person symbolizes. It could be something with your relationship with them. It could be even something about them that reflects you, like mirrors something that you're doing, and they're just the example of that, So that's, especially in those kind of dreams, you want to sit down and analyze it for your own peace of mind.
Yeah. Now, do you suggest people keep it like a dream journal next to their bed and things like that?
Yeah, I do. You could put it in your phone. Like if it's in the middle of the night, you could put it in your phone because it's easier to see it and stuff. Because I've tried using like paper and a pen in the middle of the night, and I couldn't even figure out what I wrote. When I woke up in the morning, I'm like, I don't know what this says. It's scribble. So I put it in my phone, and then I transfer it to a journal. And it kind of gets you to look at the dream twice too. And also, a lot of times I wake up in the morning and I don't remember. I knew I had a dream, but I don't remember what it was. And then as soon as I look at it on my phone, I'm like, oh yeah. And then it all comes back to me,
Now, is that oftenly common in the field of dream interpretations, where you have people come to you and say, oh, I had this dream and I don't remember it, but it was so vivid, but I don't remember any of it. Like, is that like a common issue, or is that like is there like a stressor or something blocking the perceptions of remembering what you were dreaming?
Well, I mean, that's common to not, if you don't like start thinking about it or working with it, unless it was something really traumatic or really like awesome, you probably it'll just slip away. I don't usually have people come to me like with that, other than the fact they'll say, I can't remember my dreams. Because usually people are coming to me with an actual dream. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty, I'll still not remember a dream if I don't write it down. I'll think, I'll remember this. No, not always, sometimes, but not always.
Yeah.
Now go ahead, Jenny. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you're actually formulating words. So go ahead.
So what do like dreams overall tell us about our mental state?
Well, I mean, if you're having a lot of nightmares and stuff, you're obviously under a lot of stress. If you're having more relaxed dreams, and you're probably, not as stressed. So, I mean, that's like the main line for it. If you're having things that are like deeply disturbing and almost like horror movie type of films, then you might be having something going on that, is triggering you, and you need to probably step back and figure out, is there some kind of a mental issue happening, because if you get to a point of stress and you let it go too long, it can cause you problems and trauma that you're creating with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the questions I had with that being said, or did I just lose my train of thought? Oh, wow. I'm right on the same boat with you, Jenny. It's been a long weekend. But so what is it? Really, the only question I really had was, what does it mean when you have a continuous dream? Like you can sit there and you fall asleep, you start having a dream, and for some reason you wake up in the middle of the night, go to the bathroom, whatever, you go right back down to sleep, and the dream picks up right where it left off. Is that kind of like a telltale sign for something, or is that like?
No, that can happen. It just means that even though you got up and went to the bathroom and stuff, you never fully actually woke up. It's usually more common that you'll wake up and then you'll go back into it because you don't get up. So it's more common that way, but that could almost be like a form of like you're sleepwalking to the bathroom. You're somewhere in your conscious, you went, but it's kind of like one of those things where we don't have to think too hard about where the bathroom is and to go. It's just natural to us. So it doesn't take a lot of your consciousness to get you there. So you're still like in that dream state. So it might be a little bit of a sleepwalking thing if you're going right back into the same dream.
Now, talking about the bathroom, if I have anything to say, any advice out there, I'm not a dream interpreter or anything, but if you're having dreams of running waterfalls and streams and creeks and things like that, probably a good time to kind of wake yourself up and go to the bathroom, because you let that go a little bit long, it may end up messy.
Well, a really common dream is people dreaming that they're trying to find a bathroom, and that you'll either find there's something wrong with the bathroom.
That would be something that would put fear into your body of like,
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah, it
So
wakes you up eventually.
Mhm.
we got
Yep.
some really good questions in the chat room
Yeah.
here.
So Derek of Eternal Paranormal asks, what about past lives? Do people have dreams about past lives, do you think?
I think it's possible. I've had period type of dreams, that one of them was part of a repetitive dream series that I had. I also brought up the fact that ancestral memories, maybe the dreams that we're having are memories of our ancestors. So it could go either way. It also could just be that, maybe you dream that you're in Victorian times, but it's not your past life, but there's something about the whole scene that's playing out that is about your current life. And it's just using the Victorian era for a reason, like as a symbol.
Okay. And sorry,
Very
it's
cool.
not Derek, it's Alicia. I can't tell with your Facebook page, you guys. Icy asks, do you have a website where they can book a session with you, and what is your pricing? I really remember my dreams, but the night before last, I had a very disturbing dream I would like to discuss with you.
Yeah. It's thedreamsinterpreter.com. So it's dreams, DREAMS. So thedreamsinterpreter.com. And I just marked them down to $35 for the summer for the dream interpretations.
Very reasonable pricing. You guys get your appointments booked with her. I'm assuming this is Dale. What does it mean if you have the same dream over and over and over?
Well, if you're
Pay
having
attention.
if you're having a repetitive dream, there's something about that series of dreams that you need to really analyze and find out what it means, that your mind feels like that telling that same story over and over again is important. If it's like within like a week's time altogether, but if it spreads over years, then I link that to the first time you had that dream, whatever was going on, the emotion you felt at that time. Every time you experience that emotion, the dream comes back to let you know that usually it's a stressor, that you're at that limit again, that emotional height where you need, and the dream comes up to point that out to you, thinking that you know that.
Okay, hold on. There's more questions here. Chat's going a little crazy. Damien, her friend from the UK, asked, have you ever wrote down the dream in a book, then woke up to read nothing, but you only dreamed waking up and writing it?
No, but I love that. Has that happened? I wonder if that's happened to him. That's pretty cool. Do you remember if that happened to you? Do you remember what you wrote?
No, do you remember what you wrote and what the dream was about? Is my question. It's kind of like
cool.
That is definitely cool. He also asked, do you think there's a link from dreaming and spontaneous human combustion where they dreamed burning and manifested it?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
It is. I never thought about that. That's like a statement to make nightmares.
I was going to say that's a nightmare in the making.
I don't know, because I think that I actually did a thing about spontaneous combustion on a prior podcast, and we had studied that, and there actually is like the conclusion was that usually the people were smokers or close to a flame, and there was some kind of alcohol in their body or something like that. But I don't know, maybe it would be part of a dreaming process, because it only seems like it's always like in the torso area that it happens. So I don't think that we can manifest our death because of a dream, if that's what it means. The question.
Let me go to the next one here. Kim says she has dreams about her teeth falling out a lot. Huh. What would that mean?
Oh, well, I mean, usually teeth is about vanity, how you look. So it might not be like your physical, how you look, but more how you think people are perceiving you. And so you're disturbed, with that thought process that you feel like people are either judging you or not perceiving you for your true self.
Interesting. That is a very good thought about that. Russ, I know you have more questions.
I'm just enjoying you actually formulate sentences for once.
Shut up. We might
So-
need to smack you over the head when I see you in a couple weeks.
So Bonnie says in the room, she says, years ago, I had a dream of talking to my mother-in-law and telling her that her husband, would see her in heaven. He has medical issues and is scared the shit out of Bonnie. What are your thoughts on that? Because I know, like once the veil gets thinner and things like that, like there is a possibility of the other side coming forward, especially with past loved ones, to kind of comfort you, to take you across.
Yeah, I do. I've heard that a lot. I got to reread this statement though. I had a dream talking to my mother-in-law and telling her that my husband would see her in heaven. He was medical issues and scared the shit out of me. Yeah. I know a lot of people that when they're starting to pass, they're either seeing people come in the room visually, and I'm certain it would come to you in dreams as well. Yeah. So I think that could be because I believe that we're all connected one way or another. And even after people pass, there's still that connection there, and we can all tap into it through the right conditions. And dreaming would be one where we're kind of open and it's just coming to us. So.
Okay.
See, one of the movies I love the most, and it's such an underrated movie. It's a movie called Flatliners.
Never seen it.
And it has Oliver Plath and Kiefer Sutherland, and there was a bunch of people in it. And what they would do is they were doing experiments of, and I'm not going to spoil anything for you, Jenny, because it's actually a really good movie. You should watch it.
It is, yeah.
But they're putting themselves into like almost a medically induced death. And they have a certain amount of time, and they go to like the other side and try to figure, like, it's not like a crime fighting movie, but they were just trying to understand more of the concept of there is an afterlife, things like that. So such a great movie. Anybody out there that has not seen it, please definitely check it out.
I would like to rewatch it because I remember it being
I know I'm going to need to go back and rewatch it now too. So
I'll have to check it out for sure. Lisa asks, can you continue a dream if you wanted to, say like the next day or the day after, to see more of that dream and what the message would be?
Yeah, I've done a dream experiment with that. And that was the intention, is to continue on the dream. And it was for 7 days, and everybody started in the same place, which was a place that I had a dream about. And so I had all the participants start at the white inn that I had dreamt about, and they would continue on, and they each continued on in their own little series, but they did have at least like 3 or 4 days where the dream carried on. And they did that through meditating and setting the dream intention, focusing on the dream as they fell asleep. So they would kind of visually in their mind through a meditative state, look for where they were at the last point of their dream, and it would help them re-enter the dream. So it can be done.
Interesting.
So Damien had a good point in there. Have you ever dreamed of an event before it happened, almost like a premonition kind of thing? And then we're able to change the outcome of the event using the information that you received in the dream.
Have I? No, I don't think so.
And then you said, yes, the book, yes, with the book, it was open with a pen on pages, but the pages were blank and no idea what I wrote.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now that is an interesting thing, because like I believe like certain events in your life are meant to be played out for a certain reason. That's just fate. I believe when you start messing with the final destination kind of attitude of changing things before they happen, it's like it's the butterfly effect. You change one minuscule thing and it can affect everything. So I think that your dreams are played out because they have to happen for a reason.
Yeah. Well, and I think that, I mean, there are people who have precognitive dreams. And I can't remember ever reading where somebody tried to change the outcome, because a lot of times it's hard to decide, what, until the event happens, you don't really know if you're predicting the future and you're already in it. So, I mean, if you have a dream that, say, you're driving down a street and you see something familiar from a dream, then maybe you could take a different turn or something like that. But it just depends. I think that's what would happen. You don't know which ones are future telling, and so you'd already be in it.
Yeah.
But
so I know like some people have dreams that like they have them, and then like a day or two later that dream comes true. What are those type of dreams called then?
So that's a precognitive dream. That's where, you see an event before it happens. And I had somebody in a dream study, and it was just a random thing. And she spent so much time on the dream study. But the one interesting thing one of the interesting things that happened to her is that she had a dream that she was putting on her coat and her earring fell off. And it was just like a random thing. And she thought it was, strange that she even had the dream, but she mentioned it, as part of her dream series, because they were reporting their dreams to me every morning. And so they told me every dream they had, and that was one of them. And then the next day or the day after, it actually happened. And so it was just weird. Did it have any meaning? I don't know. But it was interesting to both of us that, she had that. And there's a lot of people who have report having mutual dreams or precognitive dreams, but I think it's more rare than, often, to be honest.
Yeah.
Jenna, we have a first. We have a first in the chat room. I just want to shout this out real quick. JZDR4EV. It's actually our first comment by actual Twitch.
Yeah. This person said, I had a dream about a sibling who was a miscarriage before I was born. Do you think there is such a thing as a soul transfer?
Ooh. I don't know. I think that it could be. Were you able to ask if your mother had a miscarriage? Because that would be interesting to know that. But I think that we all have our own soul. I think each person, no matter how long they live, I think we have our own souls, our own consciousness that moves on. But I could be wrong. I don't know. But I feel like that's somebody having, I would be interested to know if you asked if they had a miscarriage, because that would be tapping into something.
This question gets into a good topic. Dream catchers. What about dream catchers? Do they really catch bad dreams, or is it kind of like on the myth side of things?
I don't know. I have dream catchers. I had one when I was a kid, and I don't really remember having nightmares. So I don't know.
I see one right behind you hanging on your door.
Exactly. I think that if you have a tool like that, a dream catcher or a cross or whatever it is, certain crystals, black obsidian, if you have that with you, and you set the intention you're not going to have nightmares, I believe it will help you. But you need to work with the nightmares as well. Best way to get rid of a nightmare is to figure out what it means. But having something like a dream catcher will.
With a nightmare, instead of running from it, you should face it head on.
Yeah, you really should figure out what it means. That's the best way to get rid of it.
Definitely. So you kind of mentioned it already. Crystals for sleep. What crystals would you suggest for sleeping, and maybe to increase the possibility of dreaming and positive dreams? You kind of mentioned it already, but
yeah. Well, my favorite crystals are black obsidian for protection. So you keep that on your end table. I also keep them on my computer. And then also selenite. So if you want something that's very peaceful and maybe even invite spirits in and that kind of thing, I would use selenite and obsidian together. You kind of have your protection and your cleansing. And for me personally, for psychic, I have one right here. It's a celestite. These are really great. These are really great for opening third eye, intuition, and all that. So if you kind of want to do lucid dreaming or kind of explore dreams a little bit more psychically, then I would use that. But those are the 3 crystals that I work with personally.
Okay. And I know some people put amethyst under their pillows and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can use scents like lavender and different herbs and stuff too. Yeah.
Got to give a quick shout out to Ernie and Denise Pack. I was just about to say, Denise, I'm wearing the Pac-Man Paranormal shirt tonight. So thank you for sending it to me when I was laid up for my surgery. But that's interesting that you would actually say that, Deedee, because it's one of those things where I've heard the old wives' tale of you put a selenite, not sphere, but a selenite rod into a bowl of water and actually put it under your bed. And it's supposed to be able to help you dream more.
You don't want to put selenite in water because it will disintegrate.
Well, I wasn't
That's
even
what I
sure
was
if it
gonna
was
say.
actually selenite or not, but I know it's some sort of crystal that you put in like a bowl of water and you put it under your bed where your head lays. And it's supposed to like increase dream activity.
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's that basically anytime you do any kind of a ritual like that, you're setting an intention. So whether you put it to a piece of paper and say, this is my intention I'm setting, or you have a physical item that you're setting the intention, it's still happening. So sure. I mean, if you put that under your bed and you believe that it's going to work, it probably will.
Okay. I mean, like that's how it kind of is with any like wives' tale or superstition. You set intention to it, and that's what's gonna happen. So
Right. Yeah.
Damien, thank you stopping by. I've been listening
Yes,
from
thank
Scotland.
you.
Appreciate it.
Night.
Man. Find your little kitten.
Oh,
Yes, please.
oh God.
Please find the kitty.
Yes.
So, I know you
there you
kind
go.
of mentioned it before. How much of the dreaming comes from your daily life? Like, I don't know how to really expand that question, but like,
Are you talking about like something terrible happened to you during your day and then you dream about it again at night? Like you're repeating the process?
We'll go with that.
Yeah. So pretty much everything you get is your daily thoughts, your experiences you had throughout the day. It could be experiences that you had last week or something that's still, coming up, surfacing because of things that happened in that day. Also your mind on its own. So that's like your emotions. And then your mind will also process on its own, just kind of, go through things and kind of delete them and get rid of the different small things that went on through the day that don't matter. There's all kinds of random things that go on during the day. And maybe you notice like somebody at the grocery store. Like I noticed somebody who had like a really cool, I was want to call it like a headpiece. And so that stuck in my mind. And I'm sure that will come up somewhere in a dream because it was very striking to me, So little things like that, that your mind will take in and kind of work with in the dreams. And then there's like a little percentage of stuff that seems to be more, in my mind, more supernatural spirits or universe, spirit guides, a higher self. I even like explored the idea of like ETs. Maybe we have ETs that are working with us through telepathy in our sleep and stuff. I don't know. But I do see an element that doesn't seem like scientific or, something explainable.
Okay.
Our lone Twitch follower out here.
Yeah.
Do you dabble in numerology at all? Like he brought there they I'm sorry, I don't mean to gender associate or anything. I don't even know who this person is, but when someone says they dreamed about lottery numbers, could they mistaken lottery numbers for astrology, like numerology, things like that?
Yeah, so I do love numerology. I have a book and I will look, so I don't have, there's like 999 numbers in there, so I don't have them all memorized. But if somebody gives me a dream and there's a number in there, definitely look that up because it's always very significant. But if you get any numbers, I always write them down and sure, keep them for that lottery ticket. Why not try? Definitely.
Yeah, right? Hey, you can't win unless you play.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely write down those numbers.
Wojo's in the room.
We just kind of dived into it. For people who don't know, what is numerology? What is like the idea behind it?
Numerology, from what I understand, is just each number symbolizes a different thing. Like I have this book, I don't know where it's at. Wait, I'll show you the book that I found. It's the Angel Numbers book. I love this book.
Yep, I've seen
that. So, like each, if you have like a number, it'll give you like what it means. It kind of reminds me of tarot and all that. It gives you. And it just seems to click when I've dreamt of numbers and I don't know the book, right? And I will look and it will totally apply. Like, and it's not vague or just, like it can't fit unless it does. So this is a book I actually recommend.
That's what I was going to ask if it was like leading information or things like that they wrote the book with like very general,
right?
Like this situation can apply to anything kind of thing.
Right, because when that's happened, when I've read something, I'm like, wow, that's spot on. I'm like, wait a minute, and I'll look and see the numbers around it, and I'm like, and those aren't. So yeah.
So what does that book say? Because I know a lot of people say 666 is a bad number. What does that
angel number?
Say?
Let's see. So this is the angel number book. We'll see.
Technically, it is considered an angel number since Lucifer was an angel.
Yep. So this says personal responsibility. It's time to reflect. The number can have a very negative connotation to some, but from your angels, it's actually a powerful reminder to stop focusing on the material world so much. This is a strong message from your guardians to take personal responsibility in your own life and ask yourself in all areas, what do I need to do differently?
All right, so I have one question for myself before we jump into another question that Alicia asked, and I kind of have some follow up to that one because if I make a joke, that's just forgive me. What does the number 13 mean? Because I dream of the number 13. 13 is my favorite number.
Oh, okay. Let's see. 13 is.
She's gonna tell me something
hope.
terrible.
No, it's hope. It's hope. Nurture yourself. Your angels are aware you are going through a difficult time. They want you to put your energy into taking care of yourself. Plant a seed somewhere you can watch it grow. As you nurture this new life, you are nurturing your own as it gets acquainted with that surrounds you now. With what surrounds you now, sorry.
Yeah, because just like 666, people associate, the number 13
Right.
with being an unlucky number, things like that.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of
13's always been my lucky number.
Yeah. Odd numbers are always lucky.
11 is a positive number in numerology.
Yeah.
All right, so Alicia in the chat room just asked that they had a dream of being abducted by aliens and taking you to a new civilization to start over mankind.
Ooh, that's interesting.
I'll save my joke for the end.
Oh. I've had a similar dream, and I actually wrote a short story about it. Basically, you have to ask yourself, what would an ET mean to you? So first you have to decide, was an ET to you? Because it could be different things to different people. For somebody, it could be they want to be taken off the planet. For somebody else, it could be bad. But you're being abducted. So regardless of what it is, something is taking you away from your current life. So it could be you want to be abducted or don't. So that you have to decide, were you happy about being abducted or not? And then wanting to be taken away to start new civilization. To me, it means that you want to be taken out of your current situation and start something new. That's what I get from that.
Which would make sense.
Rojo asked, what about the number 9?
Okay.
Now we're going to start getting numbers in the chat room, like the Powerball numbers are coming up.
Ooh, 9 is endings. The ending is a lesson. If in your life, something is coming to completion, it can be sad, and it's okay to mourn what was, but it's also important to recognize the lesson in this ending as well. Journal today on what you have learned, how you feel, and what you plan to do with this hard-won knowledge.
Interesting.
Well, there you go, Wojo. You work for the lottery, so, take that how you want.
Come on. So how does, I know you kind of mentioned it before, how does astrology work into dreams? Is there a connection between the two?
I think there is if somebody works with astrology and then applies it to their dreams. I haven't gone that route. I have looked at the moon cycles and seen how dreams do flow depending on where we're at in our moon cycle. So I see that connection from doing my own dream research for myself and my dreams. But I don't know enough about astrology. I haven't followed it and incorporated it into my dream practice, but I think that somebody could put that into their dream interpretations and practice if they wanted to.
So you kind of mentioned it just now. How do the moon phases affect dreams? Because you kind of said that
it just
noticed.
Just a couple of things that I've noticed is that it goes like if you're setting intentions leading up to the moon, you can see where if you're writing down your dream every day and then looking at what's going on in your current life, you can see how it does kind of go with that cycle. And of course, I noticed it first by I have these cards here too. I can show you these. They're called the Dream Ritual Oracle cards.
Okay.
And these go with the moon cycles. So you can, you can pull the cards any way you want, but if that's something that you're really interested in, it has like different exercises in it, and it's based on the 4 different cycles of the moon. So, and I explored it a little bit, but I tend to stay more focused on the psychological meanings of things, and I expand out a little bit with like numerology and things like that. But I mean, there's so much to it that you go down so many different roads, but I stick in that one area, and then I do like the dream interpretations. Oh, let me see.
This is the
Moonology.
moonology one,
Nice.
manifestation one. That's one I use because let me see if I can open it.
Now, while she's looking through that real quick, Deedee, now with your dream interpretations and everything, have you seen like an uptick, talking about the moon cycles and everything like that? Have you seen an uptick of very strange dreams or aggressive dreams or things like that during like a full moon cycle?
People haven't really told me where they're at in the moon cycle with their dreams. So I'm not sure, but I could see how that would be a thing, even if even if we're not really affected by the moon. I mean, have you ever noticed like people will say they'll notice everything is strange on a full moon day or night? And so that would it would bleed into our dreams, the same thing. So I don't know if it's us setting the intention that everything's weird and we notice that and create it, or if there really is something that's creating that outside of us.
So we're being suggestive about it, kind of, because I have known nurses, I've known, police officers, I've known law enforcement, firefighters, EMTs, and they always say, like, I mean, even my wife, I mean, I'm sure Jenny can attest for this as well. Working in childcare, full moon, the kids are feral.
Like, so are adults. Like, I work in sales now, and as soon as people start acting weird or anything crazy, like completely different than normal day crap, my boss will text me, "What is going on with the moon? Like, what is going on? We need an explanation of why these customers are being so weird."
But
I'm
what? There
you go.
This is one of the biggest things I always say, and it's like it's actually been a meme before. It's actually popped up as a meme before, and it was like, "No, Becky, people aren't crazy because it's a full moon and you're a Virgo. You're just a shitty person." Like, the people that are blaming, astrology and the moon cycle and everything for people acting crazy and everything like that. I don't agree with that. The moon cycle is not going to make you be a good person.
Yeah, true.
Right.
No, like it's go ahead.
It's more about like setting intentions and stuff. But like I said, there's like, everything is like physical world, but there's that still there's like that 10% of stuff that we don't really know. So, I mean, it's one of those chicken egg things again, is it the moon or is it us making this happen? It'd be interesting to go back like, 5,000 years ago, were they saying the same thing,
Yeah.
Good night, Wojo. I appreciate it. Sorry, Jenny. I just had to, he was bouncing out. So go ahead and show your card you've been trying to show for the last 3 times. Don't throw them at me.
I'm throwing at you. That's what it says. Last quarter moon in Gemini. Clear your mind. So each card has the moon phase and the zodiac, and then the message. And
I love that.
I love the book, but I don't at the same time because it's so like in depth. So what I do when I read it, I just read it. I use my abilities and kind of read into it. But these cards are so direct and like blunt. It's hilarious. So if you don't have it yet, get the moonology one. I like the manifestation one, the second one. Yeah. But I use the first one and second one together. I don't like the third deck she has. It's not as nice.
All right, so our Twitch streamer out here. Twitch streamer, if you're still listening, I would love to know your name so we can refer to you other than Twitch streamer. Do you have a collection of stories from people that who are about to get married? Like they have they told you what they dreamed of about the day before? If they come to you for advice about the actual day and date, could do numerology reading to discourage them from actually getting married?
I love that this was said because this totally taps into something that I've been thinking about lately. So I'm really stoked that I see this because this kind of validates something for me. I think that I would never discourage somebody from getting married. I would just interpret their dreams. I don't like to give people advice. I only like to tell people what I think it means and let them make their own choices. I would never do that.
But you could always be like the tread lightly kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think that if you're getting married and you're already getting your dream interpreted because you're not sure if you should get married, I don't think you should probably get married, because
if you're having doubts.
Yeah, you shouldn't have any doubts. But no, that hasn't come up yet. But yeah,
it is an interesting theory.
It really is. Our friend Buddy asked, is there a lunar connection to the psyche?
Yeah, we were just kind of talking about that. I think it go either way. It's either the moon and all of the zodiac and all that stuff is the stars, skies, everything's happening is affecting us, or our belief in it is affecting us. I don't know. And it's a collective thing. Like maybe even, let's say I don't believe, but you guys believe, and it's that percentage. There's enough people that believe that it creates that energy, and it happens anyways, even if it wasn't originally the moon or the stars or whatever.
Yeah, see, Jenny, everybody loves your plants, but no one's made a mention about Hugsy. Come on, if you're a Friends fan,
you need to bring Hugsy to the bash.
No, I am getting Rocky the trash panda at the bash from Brooks Nook. She already has it set aside, and she has a Squishmallow set aside that's a raccoon. So I will be having a raccoon joining me after the bash.
Are you going to get a picture taken of smelling its butt like we did with Gina at Penhurst?
No, I'll pass on that one. Thank you, because my beard's on the line right now for the bash, so I'm kind of worried about that.
Your beard's going to go bye-bye at the bash. I can promise you that right now.
Uh-oh.
So, Deedee, you haven't listened. So a good friend of mine, of course, you probably know Daniel Clace, who owns Hinsdale House. His daughter, Shaylee's battling cancer right now. Yeah. A good friend of mine, Wes Coleman, and I, we are doing a celebrity bartending event at the bash on Saturday night. And all the money raised, because we're not actually bartending, we're just there to kind of like carnival barkers, calling people in just to get the attention. And it's also a contest, so whoever gets like the most tips at the end of the night, wins, whatever. But we decided as a stand of solidarity that Wes and I are after the celebrity bartending event, that Wes and I are going to shave our heads.
Oh,
and raise more money for Shaylee and Dan and the family and everything like that. Last night, my wife it was Friday night. Put a bid on my beard to shave my beard off as well at $2,000.
Ooh.
So, and Jenny's already back there planning. So it makes me a little nervous.
A group of people to make that $2,000 happen and buy my beard.
Hey, you get 200 people at $10 a pop.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm a man of my word. I mean, if that's what it comes to, my employers are going to be scared shitless of me when I walk back into the building, but I'm going to lose my only point of authority, and that's the beard.
And I got to pick up pies. Because pies are going to rest his face if we hit enough money donated at the table. He's going to get a pie in his face.
I did not agree to this. I was just thrown into the mix, but it's Gettysburg and it's for a good cause, so I'm going to do what I need to do.
Yeah.
I'm also marrying somebody in a pink tutu, so I mean.
Yeah, you are. But, that weekend's going to be
neither here nor there. Anyways, we'll touch on that again eventually at some point. But so do you find it harder for yourself, Deedee, to interpret your own dreams over somebody else's dreams?
I kind of do, because with myself, I'll second guess myself. I will usually interpret it and then I'll kind of revisit it. Yeah.
It's almost the same with paranormal investigating, because personally what happened during this investigation that you're doing. But if you tell it to somebody else, they need to know all the specifics, like what was the weather like, where was the building, what floor, who was on the floor, everything like that. So, it's one of those things where everything is really connected, especially with astrology, numerology, psychic readings, things like that. It's all connected back to a bigger world, and it was bigger than us, and what's bigger than dreams. Because you know what, you always have people saying, "I'm living on hopes and dreams." And what would? All right, so let's get a little philosophical here. Deedee, what is your favorite dream? Like what is a dream of yours that you would love to see yourself accomplish?
That I had a dream of, or that I want to accomplish?
That you want to accomplish. It's like a dream, a goal, a passion, a light at the end of the tunnel, I guess you could say, for you. That's where you want to be.
Well, for me, I've always wanted to go to Paris, France. So I love the idea of like getting a job. I used to be a makeup artist for a while, and that was one of the things I wanted to do. Is I wanted to do makeup in France and live there.
She wants to go over there to do Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, there you go.
Jenny, what about you? What's your dream? What was something that like that you dreamt about before that you want to do, but you haven't been able to manifest it yourself?
Moving to the East Coast would bug you or more. You'll be in trouble if I move to the East Coast. And there he goes. I scared him away.
Oh, that doesn't take much. Trust me.
Oh, I know it doesn't. I know it doesn't.
No, I mean, it's actually really interesting to think about because, like, there are people out there that really put their heart and soul into their dreams, and they believe their dreams 100%. They're like, it's my grandmother used to play the same lottery numbers every day, and we're going back to the lottery numbers. But she said that she had a dream one time that these were the numbers, and she played every day for 20 some years. Same numbers, different tickets, different, variations of it. But she would play every day, and she always told me it's going to hit, it's going to hit, it's going to hit. And I was like, okay, it's the lottery. The chances of that are like, what, 1 in a billion? Okay, cool. Would you believe it that a week after she died, her numbers actually came up?
Wow.
Oh.
I am not kidding you.
Them?
No one played them.
Oh.
And it would have been for, I think it was like 150,000 or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I kind of kicked myself in the ass for that still, because I was always the one, because like when I was growing up and learning to drive, I would take her out, that she would pay me to take her out and drive her around to do errands and everything like that. And we would always stop at the same place for her to play her numbers and everything like that. And when I got older and everything like that, I would still continue to take her out and everything, but I would continue to go get the tickets for her. Like a day she wasn't feeling well or whatever, I would still go do all her errands for her. I would stop and get her. She had a dog, Mo, that the thing wasn't even a dog. It literally was a child to her. She would feed it dog food in the morning, but at night, this dog would get either a double cheeseburger or, something. It was like clockwork every day. She had to get a double cheeseburger for the dog. And I was like, okay, this dog's going to die of cholesterol before you do, but all right, cool. But no, I kick myself in the ass all the time for not playing that number, because it was only like a $2 bet.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
She kind of set you up for that because you were the one that always took her for the ticket.
Her. Yeah. And like I never had a dream about it. I always thought it was like, I don't gamble. I don't go to casinos. I don't play the lottery, things like that.
Yeah.
I don't usually do that, but like that I'm kicking myself in the ass for, because I'm just like, really? Like that
she was right. Yeah.
She was right. It took me a while to figure it out, but she was right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool, but sad.
Yeah, it's cool, but I'm kind of also like, well, damn it. All right, Deedee, so we're coming towards the end of the show. So kind of like wrap yourself up. Tell everybody where they can find you. What's your like minimum base charge for a dream interpretation to, you offer like a platinum package where you're going to get like a handwritten letter from you interpreting your dream and, a handprint in ink or something. I mean, I don't know.
Oh. I do two things right now. I'm going to be starting workshops as well. So if anybody's interested in doing a workshop with me, that's coming up in August. So just follow like my social media for that. But right now I have, and it'll be on my website. But I have dream interpretations where you just send in your dream. You can submit it on the website. It's $35 right now for the whole summer. And then I will send you back an interpretation of your dream. I will pull cards for you to kind of give you a little bit more clarity on the dream. And then I also do one-on-one dream coaching where we'll sit down with your dream. So you bring your dream and we can do a video or an audio chat, and I will help you interpret your own dream, which is what the workshops will be as well. The workshops will be multiple people in the workshop, hopefully together. So you'll have that, where you're in a group. But if you just want to be individual right now for the summer, it's $50. And I will do a one-on-one with you and I'll help you interpret your own dream. And that's at thedreamsinterpreter.com is the website.
So I have a very intrusive question that it just came to my mind. And, I know that you probably function under the same rules as like HIPAA with the medical field and things like that. You never really say anybody else's dream or things like that.
Right.
Have you ever in your mind, and obviously you have not let the intrusive thought win, but have you ever in your mind taken this compilation of dreams that have been told you that are just wild, just completely batshit crazy out there? Like, this is some weird shit. Have you ever thought about doing a book based on that? Changing names, changing details, maybe here and there a little bit, but, kind of releasing almost a book of like, these people aren't nuts, but they may be onto something.
Yeah. Oh, a book of dreams. I have not thought about doing that. That's a great idea. Anybody who like purchases a dream from me or dream interpretation from me, that's all confidential. And I actually delete everything after and stuff too. So I don't even have it. I don't have it anymore. But when I was doing the Haunted Hour podcast in the beginning, people would send in their dreams and they were public. So I could take dreams like that. If I saw where it like could tell a story or make good reading material, then that would be something I would definitely consider. I've written short stories of my own dreams and turned some even into little videos and stuff because I do like storytelling. That's like my favorite of everything. That's why I love the paranormal, because it's a lot of storytelling and, and I really enjoy that. So if something came like that, then I would. Yeah.
Now, with me saying that, please, anybody listening, don't not trust Deedee to do a dream interpretation. It stays between you and her. I'm sorry. Like the minute you said that, it kind of like, I was like, well, I just shot myself in the foot. So, but no, she's very trusted. She will keep everything confidential unless you tell her, go ahead and share whatever you want. Right. But definitely very interesting. So what would be your last thought on you hear about the dreams about death, about being an ending or ending something? What are the dreams about birth?
Well, that's a new beginning. So something new, a new project, a new way of thinking, anything like that. It's something new, but it's something that birth is like the beginning of something. So, and it could even be letting you know, depending on the rest of the dream, it may be telling you need to start something new. So maybe you haven't started something new, but your subconscious or your guides or whoever is telling you it's time to start something new. And sometimes if you have a dream of death and then a dream of birth, it's telling you end this, start something new.
New.
There you go. Well, Deedee, thank you so much for coming on tonight. Jenny actually woke up halfway through the episode, was actually able to formulate sentences and questions. So I'm proud of her for that one. But no, a great guest as always.
I'm definitely putting the pie in your face next weekend when I see you.
Hey, don't threats. Dream it, manifest it. It'll happen.
That's not a threat. It's gonna happen.
Oh, you losing words again? Okay. Bonnie, take your daughter somewhere.
I'm gonna put the pie in Wes's face, and it's gonna be hilarious. I'm gonna videotape it.
All right, everybody out there, go ahead and check out Deedee. Check out her website, Haunted Hour Deedee on Facebook. You can check her out at thedreamsinterpreter.com. So definitely go check her out. Definitely book your session, and you won't regret it.
Dreams.
That's for sure.
There's no S in there. It's dreamsinterpreter.com.
Dreams. There you go.
Bonnie, by all means, go ahead and leave her at work or leave her at home.
No, you won't. She won't. Because I'm paying.
Hey, I'll learn aura photography real quick. I mean, Bonnie doesn't need you.
Oh my God, that would be great. I'm gonna have you sit down and do an aura photography all by yourself and see what you can do.
Do you really want to have this again?
Let's do it. Let's see how Wes knows his auras and his chakras.
I don't. I'll tell you that right now.
That's gonna be the fun part. I'm gonna have him do a photography session on me.
I'm literally gonna have Rob come and sit down and do bad tarot reading with me on live one night, and that'll be fantastic because I'm right up there with tarot cards as well. I'm just like, nope.
Yeah. Well, thank you again, Deedee, and we will get you back on later, probably this year or early next year. Maybe we could do some dreams for 2025.
Stop talking about next year. It's not that close yet.
Yeah.
It's only August, September, October, November, December, 5 months away. And I'm going to get beat next weekend. So
why do I do this show anymore?
I don't know. Why do we do this show anymore? Well, thank you, Deedee.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yep, bye. So, who do you have tomorrow, Russ?
I have fan.
Russ doesn't even know who his guest is.
No, because honestly, the only way I can get a hold of them is through Instagram, and they have not responded to me. So tomorrow, for Compass Curiosities, I'm kind of up in the air. If I don't hear anything from them by 3 p.m., I may cancel the show, or I may find a last-minute guest. So,
or you could just do a free-fall show and cause trouble.
Do what? What?
Do a free-fall show.
You really want to see me spiral out of control?
Just put the link.
Probably not a good look. Probably not a good look.
Just put a link up on Facebook and see who pops on.
So there is, like I was discussing with Deedee. Sorry, I don't know where my mind's at right now. There, like I was discussing with Deedee, Wes Coleman and I will be shaving our heads for support of Shaylee and the Clace family and everything. I've had multiple people reach out to me and ask me where to donate. Dan, on my status, if you're friends with me on Facebook and things like that, he did post a link of where you can donate directly to the fund for Shaylee. So definitely go over and do that if you can't make it to the bash and see everything happen. Trust me, it's going to be live streamed. It's going to be videoed. There's going to be pictures. It's going to be embarrassing for me, but I mean, you know what? Anything for a kid that has cancer and anything for anybody that needs help, especially one of our paranormal family members. So definitely make sure to check that out. And like I said, if you can't be at the bash, you can still donate directly to the website itself and everything like that. So to help them out. And next week, there will be no Unturned Pages show unless I decide to get a spur up my ass and do a show on my own.
Yeah, you can do it all by yourself.
Because Jenny's going to be driving.
To New York.
Driving. That's on Chris and Bonnie.
I'll be, hopefully.
I wouldn't trust you driving.
Hopefully by Sunday night, I'll be in New York. Hopefully.
Yeah, well, it depends on if Bonnie sleeps enough and Chris sleeps enough, and they can just drive straight through.
I know we'll probably make at least 1 stop, 2 stops.
Well, you kind of have to get gas.
Well, I meant sleep.
Oh, I was gonna say because your van doesn't run on hopes and dreams. See what I did there?
I wish it did. It would make my life so much easier.
You'd have a full tank for a lifetime.
I know, right? I can travel wherever I want.
You do it.
Shush.
You just don't remember getting there because you're sleeping all the time.
Hush, hush, hush.
I'm waiting for the laugh from Bonnie.
We don't speak of that. We don't speak of that.
Oh, Bonnie let me down.
I'm trying to find the link to Shaylee, and I'm not finding it.
I could probably find it, but it'll take me a while. There it is. All right. She didn't let me down. All right, guys. So TBD for next week on Unturned Pages.
But we will be back on the 28th, live from Gettysburg. Together in one room. We may kill each other.
There will be security guards. I can guarantee that there will be security guards.
You never know who we will have because we'll just pull people from the event.
Actually, I think what we should do is just do like short snippets of people at the event and just put a video together and just play a video and kind of recap. Like we could recap the event.
We could pull live people if they're still around.
Who's there on Sunday? That's the big thing. So,
who knows? Who knows? We can find out.
We'll see. But as always, guys, thank you so much for coming out and listening to another Sunday Fun Day episode of Unturned Pages. And you guys are what makes this going all the time. Pennywise, I am not sure is going to be a guest this year. I'm not sure. I haven't decided that yet because I do have a lot more to pack.
Please no.
Considering, I got to support my boy Pennywise and the Losers Club. So, but we will definitely figure that out, and we'll see what happens with that. I mean, I think it would be great for Pennywise to be like, riding the mechanical bull, lounging in the hot tub.
I don't think Nicole will let you do the bull, so that's out of the question.
I'm feeling 100% better. Everything's healed. Everything's good to go. I've gotten clearance.
Okay, fine. We're going to videotape you. We're going to have a contest. Who can last the longest on the bull between you and me? And we'll videotape it. And then we got a video live us doing
axe throwing. Do you think you really want to get into that with me?
Yes, I really do. I really
okay. Everybody's heard it. I'm going to build up frustration about Jenny until Gettysburg. So I got 12 days to do it. So
I got 12 days of frustration against Wes. So let's do it.
Oh, come on. All right, let's end the show before this goes off and we break up.
Oh, God. Break up. Oh, you can't lose me. Sorry.